Building and Managing Burn Piles. William Hovey Smith, 2024.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And we are in spring now, and it is burning pile construction we're going to be talking about today. When you burn something, you have to have air and ventilation through the pile for it to burn effectively. And here I am burning both dried and wet materials. And what I've done is construct the pile on top of my burn mound, which is like a volcano. And on the top of the pile, the top of the volcano if you like, is paper. On top of that is green stuff and small dried twigs. On top of that, coarser twigs and branches with the coarsest indeed stuff on top. And I'm also interlaying green material with dried material. And I'll show you the details.
When I drug this from the area I was clearing, I snarfed it up with a rope and bound it together along with some bigger pieces. And now I am unpacking it and putting it on the pile itself. You'll see if you look closely a few pieces of paper there in the middle of the pile, coarser stuff on top, some green stuff, dry stuff, and then another layer of green stuff that I'll be adding. This pile is a mix of green and dried wood of some size, and this I need to cut up further with a chainsaw. But I'm not going to start the chainsaw until I'm ready to cut. And when I start a chainsaw, I cut with it until I'm either done cutting or run out of fuel, one of the two. And what you see in front of you is privet hedge. And I used to think that this was named for a guy named Privet, but it's not. It was used to form thick hedges around privies to allow privacy for people going to the bathroom. Well, it spreads very massively along riverbanks, around old houses and homesteads, and is generally an invasive pest. So this, along with wisteria, are two traditional southern things that you certainly don't want to ever plant. We have these larger pieces that are going to need some cutting. It is now approaching sunset. The wind is very light, intermittent, and now it is very nearly calm. I'm putting a little waste oil, the gas mix on the pile here to encourage ignition. We shall light. One match. And behold, we are started. Yeah, that was about a cup of waste oil I put on there. And there was a little rinse gasoline in that mix as well. Moving around, you can see a better cross-section of the fire. And see now how it's burning toward the center and up. The crackling indicates that, yeah, that wood is really catching fire. There is a little breeze, and that is helping the fire move. Fire is now burning mostly on one side, but it will ultimately collapse and catch the other as well. Support this channel by buying my outdoor books, business books, novels, and recommending them to your local libraries. All of my outdoor hunting books feature aspects of hunting because of fire. We do control burns on our property, and my videos show some of these. We also utilize several stages of growth on the same property, so not all of it looks exactly the same. We have areas of relatively clean planted pines. We have areas of very, very thick second growth, which deer and turkeys really, really love. And we have to keep our trails clear so we can access to hunt. So this is a reason that fire is such an important part of the outdoor experience. Just to visit the other side of the fire, you can see how this side is starting to catch up. All the wood has now been added to the pile, and some of this on this side, which started earlier, can be tossed back up on the middle. So we have some new pieces of roasting in the kitchen. As always, some of the springy, tangly privet hedge is the most difficult to deal with. It hangs up and catches as you try to move it on the top of the pile. But I've got some up there now and weighted down, so it's finally getting burned. You have to service your pile. We're now getting down to a cheery fire indeed, and one could almost imagine roasting marshmallows. Now that those smaller dry combustibles are thrown up, it burns very cheerily indeed. Well, that will safely burn down during the night, and we will check on it a couple of times. But it's doing fine right now. No wind, none expected, no thunderstorms coming through. Rain later tomorrow, which is fine. And so, yeah. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye. God bless, and see you next time.